Hey all, it's Vale. First of all, I hope everyone had an amazing new year and hope everyone's doing well in this cold winter season. But more importantly, we just received a new article from the SSF2 devs just today since July, and there's a lot of useful information here about what we could be expecting about the next patch. As always, if you want to stay updated with all the latest SSF2 news, content, and more, hit the sub and like button. With that, let's get on with the video. Also, if you want to skip to the new content teasers, skip to this timestamp. Alright, so taking a look at the article, first of all, we have this amazing art showing all the new characters, and I want to pause and look at Waiting Room in the background here, because there's a lot to unpack. If you guys don't know, SSF2 is programmed to have a winter and Halloween variant of Waiting Room for when the season comes around. I'm not sure about like the actual coding, but yeah, that's sort of a thing. So from the photo, we can see there's a Mr. Frosty, a snowman, tree, and pile of snow in the background for this new version of Waiting Room. Now obviously the devs do many of these promotional images just for the sake of aesthetics, but who knows, maybe we could be seeing another variant of Waiting Room down the line. You have all these photos going down the line featuring all the awesome changes 1.4 had, and balancing aside, all the characters who got resprites or new animations like Meta Knight, Lloyd, and Tails in particular all look really good, and I really want to thank the devs for the love they put into this game. I mean, this game is a passion project, they're not being paid to do any of this. The stages are also showcased here, and I really just see how much detail they put into the changes from 1.3 to 1.4, especially in the backgrounds which are showcased. Race to the Finish is a game mode that was added, and although I haven't put out a lot of content out covering that game mode necessarily, let me know if you want to see more of that sort of content, or like me going for a record or something in a future video. They also highlight the competitive community here with bigger tournaments like JV11 hosted by AFM, Royal Accord hosted by Zorai and Kaiju, Plat Fight featured SSF2 as an event, and many more. So I really appreciated this as someone who took part in many of these tournaments and who has been like competing in SSF2 since around 2020/2021. I think this little blurb shows that the devs do pay attention to not just their casual player base, but also the competitive one. So lastly, they thank the content creators, among them being yours truly. Let's go! My life is complete! My efforts have all been acknowledged! I don't have to do content anymore! Nah, jokes aside though. They also credited Nari and Max Bosch for a mural they created for 1.4, so drop a follow to their Twitter, it's a pretty clean art. Okay, now for the more exciting parts. First of all, they dropped a huge bombshell, saying that they're entering a new era for SSF2, and they're going to release updates in chunks now, instead of just one huge update like they did for 1.4. For those who might be unaware, patch 1.3.1.2 was one of, if not the longest Strata patches we've had. Like, it was like 3 years long, that patch with no updates. And content creators like Inari called for and gave feedback to the devs for this sort of change, and everyone else kind of agreed to within like the main community. I mean, think about it for this patch. I think most of us can agree that no one wants to fight 1.4 Lucario for another 3 to 4 years, am I right? But yeah, this means that we can expect, from my estimates, maybe one patch around every 6 to 8 months. I don't know, don't take my word for that though. The biggest change is finally a resprite to battlefields, and this stage has historically been the same for a long time, so the resprite looks amazing, including some lore drop actually. The devs calling it the background tree, the tree of Smash. With this little blurb here, I'm just going to put it on the screen. I don't feel like reading all that. So who knows, maybe this ties into the story mode that was being speculated for the game early on with the Race to the Finish Easter egg. Lastly, they are confirming we're getting Tails buffs and Lucario nerfs, which is absolutely huge and insane how large like the tier gap between these two characters is this patch. What else? Jabs are also getting timing changes, which is nice, because I feel like a lot of characters have insane jabs right now, but some characters' jabs just feel awkward to use or just plain useless, so it's kind of just this huge gap again. And also, if you play online, we got to know that they're also going to address the Smashville desyncing, and that was like a huge stage in competitive play, so I'm glad they're addressing that. So among other changes like updating character animations like sleeping, that's pretty much it. So overall, I think that even though the article doesn't show a ton of changes, it really like reassures me as a player and content creator above all that they're finally implementing the feedback given to them regarding bringing back smaller patches to keep the game updated and in shape and also alive. So I'm also glad that they acknowledge the competitive scene, and you know, like the devs aren't perfect. I think everyone makes mistakes, and I guess in the SSF2 like perspective is like in terms of balancing, and like when I think about it, it's like it's all about what the individuals kind of do to address and fix them, and like they very clearly did address like Lucario is way too OP, or Tails is just way too bad, and a lot of other changes they made in 1.4 that just didn't work in the player's eyes. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This is just basically a short commentary video more than anything, just to like cover the article and any new updates about the patch. Patch is forthcoming. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and stay warm. Peace.